Hey everyone, back at you with another tutorial. This time we're going to talk about charge characters. So I'm going to explain everything about charge characters from the absolute basics, the most obvious stuff that will make you cringe, to a little bit more advanced stuff and pretty much everything you need to know if you want to get started using a charge character. So let me start things off first by saying that it doesn't matter if you use a joystick or if you use a regular pad. Neither has a huge advantage over the other when it comes to charge characters. There are pro players that use both, and I'll be, for the most part, showing you guys with the joystick just because it's easy for you guys to see where my hand is moving. And don't worry that, like I said, if you use pad. Using charge characters, yes, it does require execution, but it's more about the knowledge. I'm making sure you guys know everything about charge characters so you're able to practice it properly, and then, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're using a joystick or controller, you'll be able to learn it. Alright, so let's start with the absolute basics. A charge character is any character with more than one charge-based special attack. The characters that fall under this category so far in the game are Guile, Mr. Guile, Mr. Fang, and M. Bison. There are also hybrid characters that have a good mix of motion and charge-based special attacks, and these characters that fall under this category are Alex, Chun-Li, and maybe even Macaulay if you'd count him. He's got one charge special. And we'll definitely get more charge characters in the future as the game goes on, maybe even Balrog next month. Alright, so let me walk you through on how to do a charge-based special. Guile Sonic Boom says to charge back and then press forward and punch. So let's just go to the command list. I don't know if it says charge exactly, but that's the term. And we have a yellow arrow. So it says hold the left button. So already this is kind of like incorrect information, which I'm going to explain why. So let's start with the Sonic Boom. It says hold back, so let's hold back, and then we press forward and punch at the same time. So it's just like one pivot. And then with the flash kick, it's the same thing, but this time we hold down, and then we're going to quickly hit up and kick at the same time. So it looks like this, and then the flash kick comes out. Now the amount of time it takes to charge is different between all moves for every character. There's no streamlined time that you have to remember. It's always different. Even the EX versions of special moves have different amount of charge times than their normal counterparts. So this is just something that you have to test for yourself and see the minimal amount of time you have to charge to do the special move as soon and as quickly as possible. Now there is an average amount of time that most of these special moves take. It's almost a full second, I would say. So there's nothing like drastically different where one will take 2 seconds, for example, another one will take 1 second. It's not that crazy. Another thing too, guys, if you're practicing a charge attack like the Sonic Boom where it's a projectile, don't forget that you cannot throw another one until it makes contact with the opponent or if it leaves the screen. But when you're closer to the opponent, then of course you gotta know the minimal time that you can throw it out. One thing you guys should definitely be doing is practicing your special attacks with as little charge time as possible so you get a feel for the speed. Try doing it as quickly as you can with the least amount of charging. If you're full screen with Guile, you should be able to throw a Sonic Boom as the second the Sonic Boom hits the opponent. That's one good way of practicing it. Another thing with this flash kick, you should be able to do a flash kick as soon as you touch the ground. You should already have enough time. So I would say to practice that just to get a feel for it. Now, it may seem that charge-based characters are weaker in Street Fighter because of the charge restriction, but this is actually part of their design. Charge-based special moves are usually really powerful. They can be abused because they usually recover really quickly, and a lot of them are even safe or plus on hit or block, and they cover a wide amount of space. Charge-based characters also have really good normals as well to compensate. A lot of them are really far-reaching, and of course, a lot of them are safe on block. Also, charge moves with a down direction will easily autocorrect since they do not have left or right directions. So I don't have to worry what side Ryu is on when he's crossing me up. But of course, with these pros, there's also cons. There are weaknesses of a charge character. 2 main weaknesses, I would say. The first is mobility, because advancing forward will of course make you lose your charge. I can't down charge while moving forward for my flash kick, and I can't throw my Sonic Boom while walking forward either. So this kind of makes me immobile and more defensive. Another weakness is attacks or cross-ups that make you change directions, because doing that will force you to lose your charge. So if Ryu throws a back throw on you and you're holding back, all of a sudden now you gotta hold the other direction. You have to hold right instead of left. Or if you are knocked down and then you're holding a charge and then Ryu crosses you up, you'll have to change directions once again. So that can be quite annoying. Any kind of move that makes you the opponent just switch directions will really screw you over and make you lose your charge. Now, doing charge attacks is pretty easy. In fact, Capcom designed charge characters to be really good beginner characters. But trying to do all these charge moves while playing in a match requires many things that the game does not teach you. So one thing that is absolutely essential that you need to know if you're playing a charge character is buffering. So you can charge any back direction special, such as a Sonic Boom that requires you to hold back, with any back direction. This includes down back and up back. You don't just have to hold back, and that's why the command list is pretty misleading, where it just says charge back. Hold the left button. But it's actually back, down back, or up back. So for example, instead of just holding back for a Sonic Boom and then pressing forward and punch, this time we're just going to hold down back instead. And then once again, we just have to press forward and punch right after. So down back, and then pivot to forward and punch at the same time. Boom. Sonic Boom comes out. And this is really good because this makes us not walk back like an idiot and push ourselves to the corner. It allows us to hold our ground and continue throwing Sonic Booms or using our knee press with Bison. Anything that just lets us hold our ground and push the opponent to the corner rather than pushing yourself to the corner. And like I said, this includes holding up back as well, so if Ryu wants to cross me up, for example, and I need to defensively jump back and do an attack to stop him, swallow him out of the air, I can hold my charge with up back and then be able to do my Sonic Boom as soon as I land, basically. So I go like this, Sonic Boom as soon as I land, because I'm already holding my charge. Another thing you guys should know is that as long as you don't change your back direction and you alternate, you won't lose your charge. So, for example, if I'm holding up back and then I quickly crouch, and then I can throw my Sonic Boom because I've had the charge this entire time. So as long as I'm holding any back direction, so up back, back, down back, doesn't matter if I'm switching between them like this, I always have my charge as soon as I land. It's also worth knowing, guys, that any forward direction at the end of your special works too. So for example, for Sonic Boom, I can hold down back and then end it in up forward and then press punch, and it will still work. So it's not too important to know, but one thing you do need to know as Guile is that you cannot cancel your Sonic Boom into a down forward direction. The reason is because the faultless move cancels it out, which kind of sucks. It's almost like this move was put in here to screw you up on Sonic Booms or your Super. So if you guys are messing up on your execution a little bit, make sure you're paying attention that you're not ending your Sonic Boom or Super in a down forward direction, which overrides everything. Now, of course, guys, this buffering rule applies to any down charge-based attack as well. So for his flash kick, we charge down. We can also hold down back. That way we're blocking and not just sitting here like a duck and then getting hit. So we're blocking at the same time, and then we could just go up and kick. You can also hold down forward as well, which makes Guile's faultless move make sense because you're holding down forward, which is a downwards direction. And then you can still do your flash kick. Another thing, too, is that if you're holding down back, you're charging for two special moves at the same time. So if I'm holding down back, I'm holding a down direction and I'm holding a back direction. So I can choose to do a Sonic Boom, or if the opponent jumps at me, I can immediately go into a flash kick, right? I'm ready for both. And holding down back is pretty much the core thing that every charge player learns when they first start off. Now, another key thing you guys need to know is that you can charge in the middle of absolutely anything in this game. This includes the start of the round before it even begins. When it says round 1, you can charge during that time, and as soon as it says fight, you can do a Sonic Boom right at the starting. You can charge while blocking. When you're getting hit and you're blocking attacks, you're still holding that charge. Even when you're getting hit, you can hold a charge, and then as soon as the guy ends his combo or he drops it, you have your charge and you throw a Sonic Boom or a flash kick or whatever. During the freeze of a Super, when the screen freezes, even during the V trigger, you can still hold a charge. During attacks, specials, so this includes when you're doing combos on your opponent. When you're dashing, you can hold a charge. It doesn't matter, you can always charge at any time in the game. So a great example of this is that you see Guile players mash light punch like this, and what I'm doing is I'm holding back and then I'm using my light punch because I can't move and attack at the same time, and I can use this to mask my charge and then throw out a sonic boom. So like if you see a guy like this holding down back, it's really obvious that he's waiting for you to jump or he's gonna throw a sonic boom. But if you're in the middle of a fight and suddenly the guy player goes like this, you don't know if he's holding the charge like this, and then you can just throw a sonic boom like that, for example. It's just a little trick, and it's just one thing that takes advantage of the fact that you're always charging your attacks. Alright, now it's time to talk about the second essential thing that you have to know if you're playing a charge character, and that is charge buffering. So what this is basically getting a head start on all your charge moves and already being prepared to do your next charge move. This is something that you guys definitely have to practice, and like I said, it doesn't matter if you're using a joystick or if you're using a pad, both controllers can do it just fine. So like I mentioned before, you can charge no matter what's going on, and this includes your own charge attacks. So when I do a sonic boom with Guile, for example, I can immediately hold back right after the sonic boom, and then I'm already charging for my next sonic boom or flash kick. So you want to get into the habit of doing this in one fluid motion. So for example, down back, forward and punch, and then without pausing I go right to down back. So it's like this. And this makes you as efficient as possible and get a head start on your charge as soon as possible. So what you guys want to do is practice flicking your hand, or your fingers if you're using a regular pad, to back several times in a row every time you do your special move, until it becomes pretty much muscle memory. It's something you guys just need to learn. It has to become second nature to you. And yeah, it does take a while to learn, but one good way is just putting your opponent to the corner, like Ryu for example, and I'm using Guile. I'm putting him in the corner so that my sonic boom disappears as fast as possible, and I can really find that minimal charging time and just try to do it many times in a row as fast as you can and find exactly how long you have to charge for. And if you're looking at my hand, you can see like it goes to back instantly right after I press punch. Like I'm so used to it now, and that way you're able to throw it out really fast. And if you're using Bison, for example, you can just do knee press over and over again in a row. And like I said, with flash kick for Guile, you can practice just doing flash kick, and then as soon as you touch the ground, just do another flash kick. Another little trick you guys should know is you can actually start charging before your special move even comes out. So with Guile, for example, for our sonic boom, we charge down back, and then we press forward and punch to do the sonic boom, right? But this time we're going to charge down back, and then we're going to press forward and then back and then punch instead and hold back. So if you do this really quickly, it allows you to get a good head start on your charge before the sonic boom even leaves Guile's hands. And you could do this with any charge character. It works well with Bison, for example, just with constant knee press pressure. This is actually pretty nuts because what you can do is you can just do a sonic boom like this, and then all of a sudden, boom, an EX Sonic Boom comes out of nowhere. It's like the charge just manifested itself. But keep in mind, this isn't too crazy of a trick. Like, I'm not saying that every Sonic Boom you should throw out, you should always hold back and charge and punch, because what's happening is if you do this several times in a row, you're not actually gaining time, because what's happening here is you're delaying your punch button. So if you do it like twice in a row, it won't benefit from itself because you're taking extra time to press and punch. So if you do it just once, that's where you get the huge benefit of it, basically. And this is really good in Fireball Wars with Guile, for example. If Ryu's trying to outzone you and you're throwing constant sonic booms, this will help you kind of slightly get the edge and kind of push him forward, so it is worth knowing. Alright, so now let's discuss charging while jumping. So as soon as you jump, you want to instinctively go right to the charge, and flick your hand or your finger to down back and begin charging. For Guile, this is useful because you can either go into a sonic boom after doing a jump attack, so I can go jumping hard punch, crouching medium punch, and as you can see, I'm already holding the charge, so that if it doesn't hit, like if Ryu blocks it, for example, I could do a sonic boom because it's safe on block, or if it does happen to hit, then I'm still holding down back and I can charge for my flash kick and go for damage, basically. So basically what I'm saying is that if you jump forward, you can immediately start charging just as your toes leave the ground. So I'm basically going up right and then going down left instantly. It's like this. So I'm already beginning my charge. I'm trying to get as much charge time as possible so that when I do these two attacks, I've already charged enough for either the sonic boom or the flash kick. So pretty much charging while jumping should be second nature to you guys, and like I said, it's just something that I mentioned before, that you can always be charging no matter what's going on in the game. But it is also worth knowing that if you jump over your opponent, you will lose your back charge. You won't begin charging the other direction until your opponent faces the other direction. So for example, if I jump over Ryu and I'm holding back for my Sonic Boom, all of a sudden I'll lose that charge and I can't do a Sonic Boom anymore. But I can still do a flash kick because it's just a down. It doesn't matter what side I'm on, so I can go like that, for example. But for the Sonic Boom, I'm trying to do light attacks to just delay as much time as possible, but I won't have enough time to charge. At least I don't think I will. Yeah, because the charge won't begin, like I said, until Ryu faces the other direction. So it is worth knowing. Alright, so let's discuss charging while doing combos now. So since you can charge while dashing and while doing attacks, this allows us to easily combo into charge attacks. So with Bison, for example, we can dash in and then immediately start charging by that point. And then we're doing 2 crouching light punch attacks, and then still holding a charge, we go back and light kick. So we go from down back to back and light kick, and then we press forward and kick for a knee press, and then it's one complete combo. And we're just taking advantage of the fact, like I said before, that you can always be charging during any time. The same with jumping. So with Bison, I could go jumping hard punch, and then as soon as I leave the ground, I'm already charging back. Hold back, hard punch, and then I do a standing medium punch while still holding back, and then a crouching medium punch while holding down back, and then I could press forward and kick for my knee press. So look like this. Really simple, always holding the charge. So another good example of charging during your combos is with Guile. So if your opponent is in the corner, you can do a charge down back, and then go medium punch to Sonic Boom, and then you can combo into a medium punch right after, because the Sonic Boom is really plus. And then you can go into another Sonic Boom, so look like this. And then you can do another crouching medium punch into another Sonic Boom, so look like this. And what's so good about this combo is that it forces you to learn flicking your hand to charge right after your special moves. It's actually a really good, like I say, training thing you can do, whether you guys use controller or joystick, and it really gets you used to doing these kind of combos, basically. You can also use any downward charge attacks from a standing normal. So like before, guys, when I showed you that trick where you can charge back before you even press the punch button, what you can do is if I'm charging for a flash kick, for example, I could charge down and then do a standing attack and then cancel it to up and kick. It's the exact same concept. You just have to be really, really fast when you're doing it. So I'll show you, for example. So what I'm doing is I'm charging down, and then I'm pressing punch, and then right after, and I mean right after, you guys gotta do it fast, I press up and kick. This trick is actually especially good for Alex because his head crush requires a down charge, so it's really awkward. You can't cancel a normal attack from it unless you do this trick. So I can go charge down, standing medium punch, and then immediately go up and punch, or 2 punch buttons. And it really helps as mix-up game. You can also use certain attacks to advance you forward while maintaining a charge. So Guile's knee bazooka is like the perfect example. So if I press forward and light kick, he does the knee bazooka, and if I press back and light kick, he still does the knee bazooka. And this is what it's intended for. So if I charge back, I press light kick, and then all of a sudden I can throw my Sonic Boom anytime I want because I'm always holding back. And what this does is it allows me to Fireball War someone from like full screen, and then I can advance and just slowly gain ground on him while keeping my charge. And other charge characters have moves like this too, like Bison's down forward hard punch, for example. You can use that and then hold your charge right away, and then you have your charge ready. Alex's elbow slash special is another good example of a move that moves him forward and allows you to keep your charge. Alright, let's talk about some more advanced combos that require really fast buffering. So one example with Guile is his down forward hard kick into straight super. So the trick to this is just straight speed. What we're doing is we're actually holding the charge as soon as we press the kick button. Do not wait for Guile to actually do the move. So as soon as I press down forward hard kick, I will be holding the charge before the kick even hits Ryu. So as soon as the move begins, I can already begin charging. And you just have just enough time to do his super. So it'll look something like this. So you want to pay attention to my hand and just notice how fast I go to the back right after I press the kick button. It's just all about speed and practice. Another great example is Guile's standing hard punch to his crouching medium punch, because it requires you to have fast buffering. Because what's happening here is, say I do a jumping combo, for example, I can't hold down. I can't do charge for the flash kick yet, because I have to do a standing hard punch, right? I have to let go of my charge. So you can't start beginning your charge until the hard punch actually hits. So you have to be especially fast. So the trick to this is, what you want to do is, as soon as you press the hard punch, you want to begin charging. That is the soonest point you can start charging. And just like the down forward hard kick, I started charging before the down forward hard kick even comes out. And that's the same with the hard punch. So as soon as I press hard punch, I'm already charging down back before it even hits Ryu. And then what's happening here is we still don't have enough time to for the charge yet. And then we do our crouching medium punch. And what's happening here is we're going to take advantage of the fact that the game has lenient buffering for the inputs to make the combos easier. And what we're doing is we're actually canceling the crouching medium punch really late. So to summarize, we press hard punch and then begin charging before the hard punch even hits Ryu, and then we do crouching medium punch, and then we're going to do the flash kick as late as possible. So don't do the flash kick as soon as the medium punch hits. We don't have enough charge time yet. We have to wait a little bit longer, and then we can flash kick after. So it'll look like this. And if you look at it, you'll notice that I'm slightly delaying that flash kick. I'm not doing right when the medium punch hits, because we're trying to maximize our charge time here. Now don't forget, guys, that Bison and Necalli do not have to charge while their V-trigger is activated if their attacks make contact. So for example, Necalli activates V-trigger, and then if I press any button, I don't have to charge at all. See, no charge, and then my move comes out. This works with any combos, and it's just something they put in the game that just makes their V-triggers a little bit more powerful. And it's anything on contact. Like, you can't just do the move just, you know, raw. It has to actually hit the character, whether they're blocking or if they get a clean hit. And with Bison, it's the same story. When you activate V-trigger, you don't have to charge. And it's especially good for Bison, actually, because what you can do is you can cross up your opponent, and then you would lose your charge in this situation, but not with V-trigger. So you go like this, for example. And it just makes his offense just that much stronger. Another thing, in case you guys don't know yet, with Guile, when you activate V-trigger, you can throw your follow-up Sonic Booms with pressing V-trigger again. So, and the Sonic Boom will come out, and that way I can throw my Sonic Booms without doing a charge. So just neutral V-trigger throws the medium version, back in V-trigger throws the slow version, and then forward in V-trigger throws the fast version. And this actually makes his flawless move ability make more sense, because what I can do is hold down forward, and I'm like this, and then I can throw Sonic Booms while advancing. And then I still have the charge for the flash kick. Just in case you guys don't know. Finally, one last important note is that a charge character doesn't have to always charge. Like I said before, charge characters usually have above average normal attacks, and sometimes sacrificing your charge for movement and playing footsies can work really well. Like, they give charge characters above average normals for a reason, and it allows you to play without a charge. You don't always have to be charging. Having a good mix is great, especially when the opponent gets close to you as well. So I hope you guys have learned something from this, especially if you guys are thinking of taking up a charge character and you want to know all the little details that's not explained to you in the game. So once again guys, if you're having any issues or problems or you didn't understand something, don't be afraid to ask in the comments below. And if you guys have any more suggestions on tutorials I should make, I'll add them on the list of course. So take care guys, and thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Peace out.